It's time to nerd fight. Working culture collides in a world full of thrills. With the filtered opinions, face that ignite the debates that filtered opinions and debates that ignite. Mr. Know-it-all, yeah, he's alright, bringing you the latest in movie shows and all things tight. But hold on to your war course, don't let them slip, cause the real captain here is SaltyTrekker on the ship. Navigating the cosmos, pop culture's delight. Debating what's nerdy, we keeping it tight. You know what that means, so don't lose sight. It's time to fight, nerd fights. Navigating the cosmos, pop culture's delight. Debating what's nerdy, we keeping it tight. You know what that means, so don't lose sight. It's time to fight, nerd fights. Nerd fights, nerd fights. Nerd fights, nerd fights. Let's battle it out, bring the heat tonight. It's time to nerd fight. Nerd fight. Nerd fight.
Y'all know what it is. It's Friday night. Time to get your nerd on. We got Mr. Know-it-all, the SaltyTrekker and Danny Dork Night. Are y'all ready? Aight, here we go. If you're looking for me, you know where to find me. Cause tonight is going down. On Friday night, we have nerd fights. It's on tonight. On Friday night, we have nerd fights. It's on tonight. On Friday night, we have nerd fights. It's on tonight. On Friday night, we have nerd fights. It's on tonight.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to Nerd Fights. That's the
I
first
told
time
you
the
Danny
guys
should have been
have-
crying in that thing.
Oh, he made me cry.
He
and it
was.
awesome.
He was.
Yeah.
That was him. He was all
Tears
like
streaming down my face, holding that.
That
comic
is
book. Beautiful, beautiful. Oh my god!
I am your host, Mr. Know-it-all. Joining me, of course, is SaltyTrekker and Danny Dork Night. Gentlemen, how are we doing this week?
I have one nitpick about that new intro. By the way, the new intro. The new intro is overall beautiful. I love it. However, if you watch it, notice that every single shot, you and me have a different height ratio.
Oh yeah,
Like-
totally.
Sometimes you're tall because just so you guys know, in actuality, Mr. Know-it-all is a little taller than me. But in the video, sometimes you're a little bit taller, sometimes I'm a little bit taller, and sometimes we're the same height.
Hey, I'm not going to complain at all because you guys made me taller than I am in real life. So
Yeah.
that's
Oh my
awesome.
god! Oh, so dude, so the whole time it's hilarious. I'm like, I don't know if Salty's that. I know he's tall, but dang.
Yeah, no, I'm
Oh,
5'10".
Pen, we love you. Hey, Lori Loaded goes, I can't, he says, I can't wait for this. I know Salty's co-host will love it. He's talking about Starfleet Academy premiere. It's completely it's completely different from the original, like Dork loves.
Haha. So once you told me what
awesome.
we would be talking about today, I
Yeah.
went down a rabbit hole that I had not gone down. I'd purposely not watched anything. And
Really?
I watched everything that was available.
So you watched the
Including-
4-minute clip, and
I watched all the clips, all the trailers. I watched that hour and 20-minute long blue carpet thing, and Becky
Oh,
Lynch
it
didn't
was-
even show up until an hour into it. And then
Mhm.
they didn't even, the chick didn't even know her name, didn't
Okay.
call her Becky Lynch. And it was, she talked to
By
her
the way,
for
they're
60
making fun of
seconds.
they're making fun of the fact that they're sarcastically making fun of the fact that I use AI in the making of our intro. Because I'm sorry, it's you know how hard it is to get all of the three of us
First of
together
all-
in a room again.
First of all, I don't care. That was,
I loved it too.
it was
Hey,
the
hey,
most,
what-
it
hey.
made my day yesterday when you showed it to me, man. I couldn't
Look,
stop
one of us-
smiling.
One of us is in Georgia, one of us is in Tennessee, and one of us is in Vegas. How the hell are we going to film an intro together?
Yeah.
No kidding.
You know,
Hey,
so,
what's going on, Robert? Really appreciate you, brother.
Yeah, so I will say this for the Starfleet Academy blue carpet thing.
Yeah.
and I know there are different, depending on which feed you were watching, there were different people that were like, interviewing and stuff.
Yeah.
I
Whichever
just saw the
feed,
one with Uhura. That's the only one I saw. She was the only interviewer.
Yeah, same. And
Okay.
that's the one that I saw too. That I was like, you're kidding me on this.
was
This is
that
crazy.
her actually doing the hosting?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
From Strange New Worlds.
Wow,
Uhura.
because she was wearing a serious push-up in that.
Oh,
And,
she was
Oh, I
looking
know what you're doing.
mighty good.
and she kept bouncing.
Oh yeah.
But that was
Yeah.
the best part of the whole thing.
I agree. I agree.
Yeah. That's what I got to say. And the funny thing is, like when we saw her in Murfreesboro, I would maintain that those two things about her are the most substantive thing about her.
Wow.
Oh wow.
I
Come
did not.
on, she's an
man.
excellent actress.
No,
and she
no. You know what?
can
She's a good actress. Don't get me wrong. I like her as Uhura.
I just didn't know
I
she
don't
had
like-
those. They're always
her.
hidden under
Yes,
her uniform.
She reached. Yeah, she was the host of the blue.
She comes across
blue
as a
carpet thing.
total prima donna, total diva. I just don't care.
Yeah, I have to.
You're starting to sound like Critical Drinker, man.
No, but you know what? This is only look again. I love her as Uhura. I still am going to shill for Strange New Worlds. It's just that, and in fact, I love the entire cast of Strange New Worlds in the show. But when we saw, because almost I think everybody except for the guy that plays Doctor Mbanga was there.
See, that's what I said.
Well, here's the thing. Laura's
Andy
gonna,
Menace or one of them. He's definitely maybe in the.
why
he's
are
on
you
the
pointing at
poster.
Mr. Know-It-All?
Yeah.
No, he know. I know what he
I'm
meant.
pointing at you, bro.
No, you're pointing at Mr. Know-It-All.
Oh, our thing is backwards. Hold up.
Yeah.
See, I'm pointing at Mr. Know-It-All now, but it's gonna look like I'm pointing at
Yeah,
you.
no, that's trust me. I've had
There
to
we
get used
go.
to that.
Yeah, I got okay. It's backwards. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
But so I it definitely did not resonate with me, Thomas.
This
But
show.
no, when we saw the hold on, let me finish this. When we were at this convention, the entire cast of Strange New Worlds, with the exception of Dr. Mbanga, was there. And so Anson Mount, Ethan Peck, and
Ethan Peck's.
Miss Chong, I can't remember her first name, and nobody can pronounce whereas the girl that plays the Nurse Chapel, everybody was there. And honestly, Anson Mount was a total pro, but just a pro. He wasn't like
Yeah, you can tell it's and I'm okay with that. It's a job for him.
yeah. Ethan Peck was an incredibly fun, down to earth guy that he and me and the missus talked to him for like half an hour, and it was
nice.
awesome. He was just a great guy. And the funny thing is, he's the one with the real pedigree, being grandson of Gregory Peck. But at the same time, he was the one that was acting like, I can't believe I'm here. But everybody else was just a bunch of divas, and I did not care for them. So I hate to say it, but the women on that show, they really act like they just.
First of all, do you know what the name of the starship in this show is called? Do you know the name?
Isn't it Athena?
It is Athena. This has got strong. Yeah, this has got strong feminine energy. So I went down the rabbit hole, like I said today, and
go for it.
Apparently this show is geared toward kids, like high school.
Okay, right. Well, it's designed to bring a younger audience to dig a little deeper into that 18 to 34 demographic. Where right now Star Trek is solid 40 something and up. You know what I mean? So
I not to name drop, but I'm good friends with Chris Gore, and I was watching his review.
Hey, Laura, check your email, buddy.
Good friend of the show, Chris Gore.
Chris Gore.
By the way, I've only recently discovered him and that show he does, the one doing I love it.
Film Threat. Yeah.
So
I've known him since the G4 days. He used to be a correspondent on G4.
Oh my God. So he's played recently some clips of that, and I was like, that was him.
Yeah.
I remember.
He had blonde hair, and now he's got white hair. I'm on my way there if you can't tell. So I actually got to meet him back when before I became a drunk.
Richard, I don't know. I think you might get disappointed. Salty has something to tell you about that. He has something to say, but let's Danny finish first.
So back when I was with the Salty Nerd podcast, I got to meet Chris Gore, and we hung out, and we'd actually had some Twitter interactions back when I used to do the Walking Dead viewing parties here in Vegas. So but that was the first time we met in
I
person.
forgot that was the thing.
And he actually, because we started following each other during my Walking Dead, back when I was fat beard and I was a huge dude, and he didn't recognize me, and I had to remind him.
Dork saw the premiere already.
He did. So they reviewed it, and I watched their review of it, and apparently it's basically Gilmore Girls in space.
Which again, and here's the thing: I'm going to go into it like I went into everything, Discovery, Enterprise, all the things that I never liked in the beginning, and I'm going to say, let me give this episode at least try to see where, even if the end conclusion for me is it's not for me, I at least go in saying, let me see what this is on its own merit, good, bad, ugly, and different. So at the very least, I can understand why I don't like it. Because I hate being the guy who's like, it's not my Star Trek. I want to have reasons. I want to be able to say, look, this feels odd, this feels off, and ultimately it may just not be for me, and that's fair. But I want to know that. So that's why I'm trying to watch it as objectively as I can. But I'm not hopeful by a lot of the things I've seen.
So look, I don't ever go into watching something like wanting to hate it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no.
And I've said before, even if I wasn't back on the show, which thank you for letting me back, I was going to watch it anyway because I love Paul Giamatti. So I was going to give it a shot regardless because of him. So, but I'll be honest, if I don't like it, I'll tell you, and but it's only 6 episodes. So like, and Becky Lynch is in it. So, I mean, I'm kind of predisposed.
So tell everybody who that is, please.
Becky Lynch is the greatest female wrestler of all time. And it's not just her saying it. Sports Illustrated says it. Bleacher Report says it. Everybody's saying it.
She's an athlete, a professional
pro wrestling, right?
She is the women's intercontinental champion, the only 2-time women's intercontinental champion in the history of the WWE.
So yeah, WWE. I want to be clear about that.
Yes,
so she's not a wrestler; she's a performer.
Yes, and I can't wait to see her give somebody the manhandle slam on the bridge of the Athena.
Well,
which better happen.
That's going to happen.
It better happen.
The Rock, when he was on the Voyager,
he did the
Voyager. He got to do his move.
He did the rock bottom.
She's going to do her move.
It better happen. That's all I'm saying. Yeah.
What's up, Laura?
Hey, what's going on, guys? How you doing?
Starfleet Academy?
Yeah, sure. What are we talking about? What are we
just
doing?
Trying to get a feel of that wonderful blue carpet premiere they did. I tell you what, and I've heard a couple reviews also from relatively people I trust. But what's your what have you heard? What's your thoughts? What have you so far of what you've seen?
I mean, the red carpet thing doesn't really interest me as much, just because I don't care what the people who are getting paid by Paramount say about it. I'm more interested to see the actual, episodes and stuff itself. I know Dork is really excited because obviously, if anything is majorly different from the original, then we're going to love it. So I'm excited.
Why do you say that? Because the original series is my favorite, and
because you said verbatim, Lore Reloaded. I don't care what you say. I love Fallout because it is. Or I want Fallout to be drastically different from the original because I don't want any originality in.
I never said this, and I've never even
verbatim is what
I never even played Fallout. So I I don't know what you're talking about, man. But
you have no idea what I'm talking about.
I mean, but if you want to roll up the clip,
look in the camera and look me in the eye and say I have no idea what you're talking about.
I don't know what you're talking about.
You sit on a throne of lies, good sir.
Was this back when I was drinking? This
was a week ago. I'm curious if you're still drinking because we talked about this like 2 episodes ago.
Wow.
You don't remember that about Fallout? You're like, it doesn't have to be.
I remember.
No, I said it doesn't have to be so gory. That's my biggest.
You don't want it from the original thing. You said, and anyway, I don't want us to get sidetracked. Yeah. I will say this about Star Trek. I have watched all of the ads as well. The problem is that they are not being consistent with what this new show is going to be. Because every trailer has been a different kind of show. So they had one where it was 90210. They had one.
That's
where,
so funny. I was going to say they should call it Star Trek 90210.
Yeah, they had one where it was 90210. Then they had one where it was more a Star Trek-y thing where they're getting boarded by a ship. There was a lot of stuff
felt
on
like
that.
a Star Trek movie thing. Like, I feel like they were definitely going for movie style.
So I that's the problem. I think kind of the problem is they're shooting themselves in the foot because they're trying to pull every aspect and just not being honest with what they are. Like if it's 90210, then just accept that's what you are. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Exactly. Here's the thing: if you're gonna, it's the classic. It's an example of if you're not gonna stand for anything, you'll fall for everything. Which is, what are you standing for, bro? Be your thing. Prodigy was unapologetically a higher level kid show, but ultimately they knew where their audience was and where they wanted to live. Then you had other stuff like.
Strange New Worlds is a modern take of the original series, basically,
and it's very faithful to that ethos.
Yeah,
whether or not it does the job, that's a whole nother discussion. But I feel like it's very faithful to wanting. So, what is this? If you're going to sell me on it being Starfleet 90210, then be that. Right. Just be that.
Yeah.
And I think the problem is if it's not, if it is sincerely not Star Trek 90210, then they have already shot themselves in the foot.
I feel like they're being switched.
Yeah,
because the entire Starfleet becomes and detaches into a ship. Mm-hmm. I don't know if you guys are aware of that. The main building itself detaches.
Yeah, they did that in Discovery season 5.
Yeah, but I'm saying, like, are you serious right now? Like, you're setting this up and you're like, all you're doing is backdooring into another spaceship show. If you're not going to, like, to me, the Starfleet show I wanted the Starfleet show they started to sort of imply in Next Generation. When you saw like the episode with Wesley and that whole thing, I forget the names, forgive me guys, but you know what I mean? Like that whole, right, the one where the girl pilot dies or whatever because they did the thing, like that looked like an intriguing place. And I feel in terms of, hey, there's drama here, there's things here. That was an era that I could have, chewed on. And mind you, yes, I know I'm biased to that era, just like people who came up in the original series are biased to that era. It's fine. But like I'm willing to admit that conceit that bias.
So one of the interviews I watched today was with Paul Giamatti, and they asked him because apparently he's been watching Star Trek his whole life, and they asked him to give his top 3. Have you seen this interview? Do you know what his top 3 are in order? I thought it was very interesting.
I did not catch that one.
He says number 1, Deep Space Nine, number 2, the original series, number 3, Next Gen. That's his order of favorites, and I thought that was interesting. Yeah,
I think that is what he was paid to say.
Actual people who know Star Trek are like, bro, just say this.
No.
I don't know too many people who say DS9 is their favorite.
I'll tell you exactly why. Because
really,
nobody would pick that knows Trek.
I'm sorry, I got sidetracked. Are we saying DS9 sucks? Is that what?
No. I'm not saying DS9 sucks at all.
Oh, okay.
Clearly, Laura came with an agenda.
Yeah. I'd say, generally speaking, if you're going to put DS9 as number 1, the original series is number 2, the logical number 3 is going to be Enterprise, not TNG.
Well, this isn't a code to crack. People like the things they like.
I know, but you know what? And for people to put DS9 as number 1 means they're a little bit more of a deep dive fan because a lot of the casual people didn't really watch.
He said he said that he had his girlfriend watch TOS with him because it was only 3 seasons, and he just rewatched DS9, but he wouldn't subject her to it because it's 7 seasons. And
that's like if he's telling the truth there. And he just rewatched the original series and Deep Space Nine, and then lo and behold, they're his 2 favorites. It's because they're the 2 you watched most recently.
Oh, you think there's a little recency
bias? Wow. I was going to say, Salty, can you hedge a person's possible responses more to
right
position?
So, I mean, there is a mismatch in the list, though. That would be like someone saying...
I'll concede that.
That would be someone like saying, I love capitalism, McDonald's, Walmart, Starbucks, and Russia.
I see no problem with that. Kidding. I'm totally kidding.
I'm sure you do.
That's awesome. What a great list. Jeez.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, it's not... People like what they like. It's just those things... TNG is as far away from
season yet.
Yeah, that's the thing.
In the original series as you can get.
Exactly. That's why I would say Enterprise, because... Yeah.
So I just want to show everybody this real quick. Well, one of you guys make it larger, but that's me with Chris Gore, the
Really? Are
Mr.
you really
Reagan,
throwing down your bona
uh,
fides right now on us?
RMB, and the Salty Nerds. So
Can I tell you right
was
now?
when,
Why is it?
yeah.
Why is it they all look like? Oh my God! This finally. Can we just take the picture for this guy? Get out. Because you're in front of all of them, and they're all like, "Yeah, we're here."
You know what they look like to me? A picture of a boy band 30 years later.
They're getting the band back together.
Yeah.
Oh my God, it's hilarious.
Like, what happens if you got in sync together today?
Yeah.
You see that every time you see they have what do you call it? They're in Backstreet Boys are in Las Vegas, aren't they in Vegas?
Yes.
See
They
what I'm saying?
are.
There you go. There's your answer. An
Yeah.
aging boy band doing their thing.
Yeah.
Is Danny
dancing in a graveyard, going bye bye bye?
Hey, Danny, Street Preacher has a question for you.
Is Danny giving them handies? Wow. Wow.
And on the heels of that, I do believe someone here is trying to trigger Salty. We all know which episode of Voyager is Salty's favorite.
Yeah.
So this guy here
what are you doing?
is this is I finally figured out how to do that. So it's me, Chris Gore, and that is the oh God, what's his name? You know him, Mike. I know you know him.
Is that Captain?
There you go, Victor. Victor called it right.
Looks like Anson Mount's dad in the middle.
No, it's he's a big YouTuber, but you and I have done a show with him.
I'd say it looks like Captain Foley to me.
It looks like Gore.
But I can barely make
Foley
him out.
No,
Yeah.
that's not Captain
It's like
Foley.
Gore with a slightly younger haircut.
What famous YouTuber am I looking at right now?
It was a dude on the left. He does oh, it's gonna bug me. Something rock. He does a lot of his thing is more music.
All right, listen. In an attempt to try to get us somewhat back, while you think of that thing, what are our ultimate thoughts regarding what are some of the pros and cons? Okay, you know what? Let's go there first. What are the pros? What are the pros of this whole thing? I will say one thing. I think the set design continues to impress. Clearly, they're bringing the same sensibility from like that Discovery Strange New Worlds era where everything needs to be shiny, glossy, and bigger. I think the visual effects seem to hold up very well, which I've never really had a doubt or complaint about those. Ask Danny about that with Avatar. So for that.
Is there an emotional moment in the middle of it? Because as long as that, you've got cinema, man. That's all you need.
I think my problem is I believe they're going to try to contrive and force what you just described. And by force, I mean they're going to be like, look, the lighting's just right, the music's just right. And then you get into what I call being handled, and I hate being handled. And I come up from the era where music meant the bad guy was coming out. So I'm good with being handled if you're doing it right. But if you're going to set me up like you just outlined, I'm as a critic, I'm not a fan of that.
So we're talking only pros right now.
Who's next?
I'll go along with the VFX look fine, and 6 episodes is a nice short season, so there's that.
Street Preacher.
6 episodes?
Why would you want a bridge to be that huge? Because it's actually a building.
I'm not talking about the bridge until we get to the cons.
I thought we were getting to the cons. Yeah. So
Well,
I
haven't done the pros.
Keep the audience approached. You guys gotta let the audience know. Go ahead, Laura.
No, it's all right. Apparently, my opinion doesn't matter.
Hey, Anthony.
Come on, go ahead, Laura.
We're just going kind of around the perimeter here. So you're next, Laura. What?
So I mean,
Pros.
To your point, I think that they've done everything. Most of the technicals are done really well, from everything I can see. Some of the trailers that they have are interesting. Well, one of the trailers they have are interesting, which makes it seem like it could be at least a little bit like what they were trying to do. I think that they are trying to do something new, which is what Trek is known for. So when it comes to positives, I would say that's probably where it's at. Is there anything? I don't really find any of the characters all that compelling at the moment. Yeah.
Well, that's what we'll get to the cons in a minute.
Yeah. What's your
Paul Giamatti? That's literally it.
Okay. You know what? You can tell he's definitely trying to chew the scenery, and I have a thought that kind of leans con, but at the end of the day, I think these are more creative choices. So I hate to say pro or con. I feel like he's leaning a little too much into the Star Trek caricature, like going for the general from Star Trek Six, or going
Right.
from enemies. Like he's trying to pick what he believes people think a Star Trek villain is supposed to be, and he's given it his all. That's again a positive, but it feels a hair caricaturish for me, and the way he was portraying it. But that just may have been that scene. So I want to be fair. I do think what's her face is doing a commendable job, just being a
Holly
being,
Hunter.
yeah, being, I guess I don't want to say Janeway clone because she's just got very little personality that we've seen.
Well,
thus
she
far.
did say that on the blue carpet. You said you watched the same one as me.
Yep.
She said
Yep.
she was channeling Janeway. You know,
Yeah, which
used her
makes
as the
sense.
template. Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
All right.
The captain of it is trying to be a Janeway clone.
Yeah.
Well, she said she channeled her.
She's
She used
actually
her
the
as a
chancellor
template.
of Starfleet Academy, hasn't she?
She's a captain
Oh,
of
but she
Athena
also
and the
changed
chancellor
that-
of Starfleet. Yeah.
Yeah. Because remember, Picard was Chancellor in that one flashback scene we saw, or whatever.
Because everybody in Star Trek's got to be the number one big boss of everything in something. So,
I mean, it's kind of like you said. I wonder if this is kind of just like the Rookie in a way, where they get the 90210 in the first couple of episodes, and now we're off in space fighting the big bad or whatever.
That's what I feel like is going to happen.
I think that's a
Absolutely.
mistake.
Hey, Dorks MJ, yes, thank you so much.
I agree with you. I think that's a mistake.
Yeah, Admiral Captain Chancellor. All right, fine. Listen, what I don't want to do is I don't want this to become the usual kind of like slugfest of things.
I'm not going to hate on it until I've watched it, and
But I
hopefully,
want to talk about the things that are bothering us, because there are a lot of things that have me kind of confused.
Right.
And again, like I've already prefaced, I don't got to hedge anymore. I'm coming in as open as I can be. But the things.
one more pro, if I may.
Yeah, hit it.
There, we get a Jem'Hadar character, which I didn't think they were around anymore.
God, I hate you so much. You're just.
I didn't think we
leaning
were getting.
in-
Well,
God.
because
That's new and not from the original. That's why he loves it. I mean,
That's
we know
Dork
it.
Knight that I love right there.
Well, not only that, and you know, Laura, I got to say this is true though. I mean, if you know, if you're trying to get away from what came before, it's a
Oh, that's so mean, Victor. That's so.
Richard
Mean.
Giovanni says Paul Giamatti's nails on a chalkboard even when he's playing normal. He's going to need some Ozempic after all the scenery he's shooting.
so.
Love you, Victor, so
Of course, in order to be not the same as before, it's a female Jem'Hadar. However, they need to channel other Star Treks. So, much like we saw in Discovery, the fat female is also the physically most fit person in the universe.
Okay, so I mean, if that happens, then yeah, that's going to be stupid. I don't.
No, that's already.
The fact that we have
Wow,
fat
Mom.
characters, the
Yeah,
fact that we
she's-
have
yeah.
overweight characters doesn't bother me. We've had overweight characters
Same.
before.
Oh, she actually. Did you see her on the blue carpet? Tilly has lost a
Which
ton
you're like-
of weight.
no, I hate you
Ozempic,
so
man. Everybody's doing
Ozempic.
Ozempic. That's a, you know,
I don't know
My
what you're
mom's
talking
on the new one. What's it called, Mom? You told me you were
Mad,
took a movie?
what, Mad,
I
Madjaro,
forget what it's called.
Madaro, something.
about. Jaro.
Something like that.
Kilimanjaro.
Manjaro? I don't know, something.
Street Preacher says, and the makeup looks terrible. Looks like they glued on his forehead. I feel like 1,000 Klingon cosplayers just like were like screamed in rage together watching that, because I do agree it looks weird, and the choice they made with his eye stuff is his contacts.
When
like
I'm going to tell you,
It's Manjaro, Mounjaro.
Okay, cool. Who cares? Anyway, when I go to these Star Trek
You said
conventions
it.
here in Vegas, I've met some Klingon cosplayers in person. Like, you know,
Can I just say that I'm proud of the fact that I get to keep my name in all of this? That's all I'm saying. So thank you, respected viewer. I appreciate you, brother. And
I'm
I
not
need to
sure
know
who everybody else is.
I was gonna
though.
say, who's Mr. Peabody? I gotta know.
it's probably me. I don't
Yeah,
know.
it's him with the glasses.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't.
Oh my God,
The
that's
Sherman and Boris, I don't get. I guess maybe because I'm wearing black and Boris wore black.
Maybe,
I'd
yeah.
assume.
Trek reviewer says yes, the makeup looks bad in Academy. That's from, and again, you're looking at.
Well, I was
try
just going to say I've seen better makeup at the Star Trek conventions for in person, for sure, as far as the Klingon goes. But yeah.
Sure. I think Bondage Brittany has a good point here. There's only one solution: a movie with Marvel Jedi Federation versus DC Predators, Xenomorphs, and Klingon Jem'Hadar hybrids trained in the dark side. I feel like that's exactly what they would do. I think you know why? Because it's new, which means Danny will love it.
Well, you know, we.
No, you gotta have James Cameron produce this.
Yeah, and James Cameron. Did you see when James Cameron tried to pitch Laser Cats on Saturday
Laser
Night Live?
Cat?
Yeah, on Saturday Night Live. He tried. Is James Cameron, the actual James Cameron, showed up to try and pitch a movie called Laser Cats, which takes place in the future where cats can fire lasers, and so people carry around cats like they're guns. It's the dumbest thing, but and.
What do you do
And
to fire? Yank on their tail, I guess.
And so at the end of the pitch meeting, uh, Cameron says, "I tell you, between this and Avatar, I swear we'll make $1 billion."
That's awesome.
That is so mismatched. Salty is Boris and Laura's Peabody. What the hell? Doesn't even make any sense.
It doesn't.
I
matter.
mean, I could see with my hairy facade here, I could be a character named Boris, but I don't think the Boris that you're referring to quite fits. If I you're talking about from that Mr. Peabody show, right?
All
What's
right,
the
so
name of
back
that
to the
show?
show. Back to the show.
I'm more interested in his casting now.
Oh,
Yeah.
I want to talk about that.
why would you do that? Don't do it, Salty.
What?
Nothing. Go ahead, please continue.
Don't do what?
Nothing. Go for it.
I didn't do anything.
I understand, inappropriate old man. Whatever you want.
Is that Thomas JP85? Is that Thomas Potts?
Yes.
Yeah, yeah. So YouTube did something stupid, so people's like usernames don't look the same like they used
That's
to.
weird. Yeah.
Yeah, it's dumb, but we know it's him.
They've started adding dashes to people too. Dashes, ECJ, and all that good stuff.
That's great. Cat Lasers movie might become a Gen Z phenomenon like Minecraft. Can I tell you something? You're probably right. You're probably right. Because that's exactly the thing I would never have expected. I went to see this movie because my daughter wanted to go see it. I wanted to share that experience, whatever. And blew me away of what it was. But the audience response, I haven't seen in a long time.
Oh yeah.
Salty looks like a dwarf from Lord of the Rings or God from Trek 5.
I could see the God from Trek 5 for sure.
What does God need with a starship?
That's
They're
it, man.
cool.
I would have guessed Santa Claus from The Witch in the Wardrobe.
Okay. Yeah.
Oh, if he's anything, he's the.
ABJ, of course. What are you talking about?
Oh
So,
God.
so the rest of the show is just going to be coming up with various who do I look like?
Because we've been so on topic during this entire show. Let me tell you, we've been horrifically on topic on this show. So yeah.
Well, this is just our thing. We're always off topic. So
But we tried our best.
ADHD theater.
I do my best to pull us back, but then I'm with everybody else.
I mean, we could go back to objectifying the actresses like it started out with. if
Oh,
you
let's
want
not
to.
do
I
that.
mean, that's the show people signed up for. That's what I'm
It
saying.
really is. It
So
really
come
is.
on. Oh yeah, no, totally. He's not. Sebastian Stan's not Freeze. Knock it off. Acres of movies.
No, Sebastian Stan's going to be Two-Face.
Harvey Dent.
Yeah,
He's gonna
Harvey
be
Dent.
Harvey Dent. We don't
Yeah.
know if he's going to be Two-Face yet.
is that for real? Sebastian Stan
Yes.
can play
Yeah,
Harvey
he's
Dent?
been
Yeah.
cast. Yes.
Yeah,
He'll
and
be-
the Batman
he'll
too.
be regular
Yeah.
Harvey. I'm not sure we're getting that origin story. We might, but I heard there was another villain in mind for the movie, but I could be wrong.
Thomas says that I'm too cranky to be Santa. Someone has definitely not seen Violent Night.
That's what I was about to say. No, he's more the Violent Night Santa than. Yeah,
Yes.
that was so much fun.
I mean, the one in The Witch in the Wardrobe gave like weapons and stuff too, right? He gave to kids, no less.
So
Yeah.
real quick, Acres of Movies talking about. Do you believe the Blade's canceled as Jeff Snyder reports? I actually do. I do believe that mainly because they just had a meeting with what's his name, Jordan Peele, about directing something, and Jordan Peele has notably been very, very outspoken about having a way into a what's that not Moon Knight, the Midnight Suns, the Midnight Suns concept for Marvel. So I mean, to me that math just maths. So I do.
When they brought Wesley Snipes back in Deadpool and Wolverine, they just.
It was something.
Yeah, they
There was something.
Yeah,
There's
they
only
messed
one
up.
blade.
I did not realize how much
one.
I missed seeing Wesley Snipes on the screen until that moment. I was like, oh, because I rewatched Demolition Man because of that. Because
Mother F was always trying to ice skate uphill.
Yeah, dude. Oh,
I never knew I needed a. Oh man, what's his name? Dude who does the cards Gambit. I never knew I needed a Gambit movie till I watched his.
Well, and you know,
Can I tell you? I freaking agree with you in a crazy way. My first reaction was, "What is this?" And after a few seconds, I was like, "Oh my god, this is great." I don't know. It just, I mean, I fell for it. I drank that Kool-Aid.
The Gambit thing, though, the thing that really got me about Gambit was the inside baseball about when everybody was saying, when they died trying to save the world, he's like, well, some of us never really even got the chance, because his movie got canceled.
Well, apparently he's getting a chance.
Yeah, he's going to be Gambit in Doomsday.
In Doomsday.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
I tell you what, have you guys seen the fourth trailer with the Fantastic Four in Wakanda yet?
No,
I've heard a breakdown. I haven't seen it yet.
Yeah, I saw someone posted a leaked one, and it is the real thing, and it looks okay. My problem is, again, what I've said is these are not trailers; these are end credit scenes. And back in an earlier era, we would have got these at the end of good movies.
I don't know that X-Men trailer. Not like, dude, I've been waiting. Like, it feels like 25 years to see Cyclops look that epic on screen. Oh,
Danny, why you shouldn't like him because he looks like he looked before.
He looks exactly like the '90s cartoon.
Exactly.
I know. Why would you like that at all? It sounds like
because I've always wanted to see the live action version.
No, first off, we need him to be in like a blue, white, and pink outfit.
Get out of here.
And
In fact, there should be a woman who plays him.
There should be a woman that plays him.
Yeah.
But in that instance, she's still with Jean.
Victor says I'm here for getting a new trailer every week until the movie opens.
You want to hear some stupid stuff? Let's talk, since we're not talking about Trek anymore. You want to hear some stupid stuff? Do you want to know what the power is? I actually looked this up because I saw it on a YouTube channel that makes fun of stuff. You know the power that comes out of his goggles or whatever?
Yes, pure kinetic energy.
Well,
it comes from the punch dimension.
It comes from another dimension.
Okay,
hang on. That's canon. It's in the comics.
While canon and factual, it has never been corroborated, but it has also never been retconned. So to his point, he is correct. We've just never done anything with that.
Look, just because it's in the comics doesn't mean that's how it's going to be in the movie.
Yeah, the MCU.
Oh, trust me, it's not. They're not going to make it fire. They're not going to make him like Superman's eye beams. They have to keep it a concussive.
Fandom menace. Just because it is said to be canon and it's in a Star Trek show and the Star Trek show says it's canon doesn't mean it's canon. If it's there, buddy. I'm done with those comments. I delete those comments. It's the punch dimension.
It is the punch dimension. He's right.
Well,
He's
the only thing I would say is that the film universe canon and the comic book canon are two different things.
Totally.
But I'm just surprised that Danny does. Danny should want Cyclops in black leather like he was in the X-Men movie.
Oh hell no! Come on, that was. No.
Oh, is that why you don't want the punch dimension in the movies? Because it's actually the same. It's what canon is. Is that why you don't want it there?
I never said I didn't want it. I was actually the only other dude that knew what you were talking about.
I don't care how much you play it off. That joke's never gonna get old to me. By the way, I'm just gonna keep hitting it.
It's fine.
Good time. This is the kind of quality program you can expect.
That's what I thought. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So anyway, back to Star Trek. I don't.
Yeah, we never did get to the cons.
Okay, so this is going to sound horribly insensitive, and
he was about to tee up.
Oh, good, because when it started out, I didn't think we were being insensitive at all. So I'm glad
so that's good. Well, no, I just want to make sure that Laura has something that he can insult me with for the next 6 months. And
you literally started the show saying, "I saw one of the actresses in the."
I knew it was coming back.
That her breasts bounced.
I knew it was coming back.
So I promise you, I have my clip that I've already saved. I got what I need for the next 6 months.
Why do you think that I was so eager and said, "Get this man on the show"? Because I knew where this was going.
Yeah. So I have to now, like when people.
By the way, I do appreciate your New Year's resolution to fully commit to the character of being the curmudgeonly yet somehow salacious old man on the show.
Well,
we really appreciate you taking that role.
I appreciate that. When a lot of people got freaked out over a female Jem'Hadar, I really don't care. I think it makes sense over the course of 1,000 years it could happen.
Oh my god, yeah,
right. However, I
missed that.
When they said, yes,
no, it wasn't Uhura's. It was
I didn't
the
see her
literal
carrying any jars. What's
It was literally. I went and saw her, And the only good aspect of her was this specific aspect. That's how we started the show.
That's the actor plays who are on the new show.
He said that, by the way.
This is great. Oh, it was great. Keep going.
I said those two things were the best thing about her.
I agree, Dork. Your co-host did say that. I concur with you. Your co-host.
Hang on. She's also the gym teacher.
Yeah, but I know. Don't get me started on that. In fact, I'm not going to say it while we're live, but Mr. Know-It-All knows exactly what I'm going to do when.
Oh my God!
Yeah, when they officially reveal that she's the gym teacher in an episode. So I have a clip ready to go. But
so don't worry, Laura. I believe there'll be plenty of fodder, sir.
Yeah. Oh, when you said you know what I'm going to do when she shows up on the
beam me up.
On the when she shows up on the screen, you and me were thinking two totally different things. Anyway, what's going on? We're not letting you answer the question.
Oh man,
what are you doing?
Jim Cotta returns, Doomsday will be the greatest film of all time, and it will never be dethroned because Jim Cotta is the ultimate martial art. You guys have all seen Jim Cotta, right?
Oh my God! Hold on, I'm sorry. Before Laura came on the show last week, I only ever heard him in distorted videos Salty put together. I can't unhear that. Like somehow this is the wrong voice.
Yeah,
you're just like, stop doing that fake voice, Laura. Do the real one, and you're like, that's not.
I have an entire channel.
I know, right? You can literally. I'm like, dude, listen to the man's voice. Oh, that's awesome.
A channel that has more subs than all of us combined. So
ever.
Times
I don't care
two.
about that nonsense. I'm just so happy to have him here on the show, just because Lord knows, man.
So, anyway, I was trying to get back to what I was. This is where we always derail. But I was trying to say, so the female Jemadar thing doesn't really bother me because it makes sense over the period of time. But I'm really having a difficult time wrapping my head around an effeminate Klingon. And
I didn't realize to what level, though.
Yeah, that's the thing. Yeah, when you saw him on the red carpet, I was like, "Whoa, wait, that's the Klingon." And
so, for all my wrestling fans out there, never mind. I don't want to piss off.
Yeah, nobody cares about wrestling.
He seems like he reminds me of the Velvet.
Nobody cares about wrestling. It's just the theme of the show.
Let me ask you this. You were about to finish your sentence, but we never do that on this show. I understand.
Yes, no, never lie.
You're saying he's effeminate. I don't necessarily care if someone's effeminate or not, but is it just dream? Was that actually on the screen? Because
they said,
oh yeah, no, he was.
They actually say he's a Klingon that prefers gardening over battle.
Okay, so I
thought it was bird watching.
I don't know
yeah, right, bird watching.
So I don't. Go ahead. I'll let you finish.
And besides the actor, the actor sounds like a caricature of a gay person. I mean, he is.
Like that, Salty? What was? I don't know that. What does that sound like?
Yeah, what do you think that sounds like? I'm interested in that too, Salty. That's
no.
You said here. So we first started off with you talking about how a female, how her breasts just jump up and down. Now you're going to tell us what an effeminate person sounds like. I don't think we should continue the conversation until we get him to do it.
Well, that's the only reason Mr. Know-It-All started this is because I satirically made fun of him before we started.
Oh, did you satirically? Okay.
Yeah. And so if you want me to do it, I'll do it. But I just say, So
no, I'm live streaming on my channel. I don't want you under any circumstances.
Okay, good. So we're on Lori Lotus.
Like categorically, I do not want this.
Yeah, no. As soon as I started the channel, all of a sudden we're talking about effeminate Klingons and stuff, and I was like, hitting that live button was a.
There you go. That's no choice.
No, but okay, so let me ask you this, because you'll never get an answer because we'll always interrupt you.
So here's our Klingon.
Yeah, I don't think. So there's two pieces to this. First off, how he acts in real life does not necessarily mean how he's going to act in the show. Because look at Avery, whatever his name is. Look at this guy. Avery Brooks. Completely different person. Like completely different person. And then the only other thing is, and I haven't seen it, I don't know the context, so maybe there's more context where you're right. But I have always been of the opinion that being like getting honor or whatever doesn't necessarily have to make you a warrior, right? Like you could be a scientist that looks at birds, but as long as you're bringing honor, you're being the best scientist you can be.
Okay, listen. as the resident, I was in one of my personas of SFI. I was a Klingon, so I take a lot of Klingon stuff to heart. And I do not, mind you, I am not as learned as you guys when it comes to the lore in terms of the shows and stuff. But I love the culture, and I love, like, I used to always gravitate to the cosplayers at the Star Trek conventions who were in the Klingon groups and whatnot. And so my issue is that, but more popularly, that has been the norm. Now, if you're going to deviate from that, fine. I don't have a problem with that. But what I want to know is, but you have to take the opportunity to explain why the change. For
More
instance,
popularly, what do you mean by that? Not to interrupt you, but just so we can get a baseline.
it would
There
say
is
again, I'm
no
sorry.
honor in.
The most nobody would argue that for the longest time Klingons have been identified and through a very, very singular set of traits. Why? Because it's the nature of how those characters were created, specifically in the time period they were brought up in. They were supposed to be one note. Okay, but now, and within the context of the story, this is very much of this battle mentality. This honor means dying in battle, and if I grow old, that's a shameful death potentially.
Perhaps today is a good day to die.
Now, does that mean 300 years can't change that culture? Absolutely. But you got to walk. But as a fan,
So can I push back? Let me push back on you on that.
Hold on. You gotta read Daddy's
I can't see it yet.
It's on the screen. Take a look on
Mom, you're so bad.
I love Penny. Way to go, Penny.
My God.
Star Trek Discovery, Klingons 8, Captain Giorgio. A Klingon in a skirt takes on a new name for eating your enemy. Wow.
Oh wow, Mom.
That was messed up.
You got to put the booger sugar away, Mama.
Yeah.
Oh,
hold on, I'm just going to stop this live stream real quick. So let me push back on. Yeah, I didn't realize the show I was on. Let me push back on you a little bit, okay? I would argue that you are. I would argue that you are picking and choosing to. Well, I guess I am too. I don't think there's been a consistent way that the Klingons have been portrayed. I think that if you look at Star Trek, the original series, the movies, especially Undiscovered Country, I think you start seeing a shift from where they are. I think in the original series, they weren't warriors. They were just the run-of-the-mill bad guys. They were just the consistent villains that you had.
The thugs of space, if you will.
I think in TNG, you started getting that warrior-only aspect as well as being misogynistic, which I know is a huge good thing on this specific show that I'm on. DS9, they were warriors. In Enterprise, they were just raiders. I mean, they talked about warrior, but they really just Vikings is what they were in Enterprise. I would argue in Lower Decks, they kind of were Undiscovered Country more. I don't feel like there's a consistency in how the Klingons are. So I don't know that, I don't know. I just kind of prefer them being more honor bound for whatever they want to do. I guess literally you
and I get
talk myself out of my point. The reason why that rambled is because I just talked myself out of that point. Just so you know.
Well, here's where I would counter that a little bit is that you're right that the Klingons kind of evolves over time in the different shows, but if you look, so the original series, the Klingons were a aggressive military dictatorship, and that's pretty much all we knew about them. We didn't see any. The only Klingon scientist we ever saw was Kang's wife, but she was also an officer on a ship. So the every Klingon that we saw in the original series was a member of the military. In Enterprise, now Enterprise takes place earlier than that, and Enterprise, the Klingons, like you said, they're kind of like Vikings. They're raiders. They're going around from place to place, taking stuff as they want, which is how the Klingons self-described. If you go back and watch Day of the Dove, they describe themselves that way. They say, we go and we take what we need in order to feed our people. There are poor planets in the Klingon Empire, blah, blah, blah. And so that all lines up. Now in TOS, or in the TOS films, Krug, we don't really, it could be either way. Because Krug is a rogue, and we only see him and a couple of crew members in that. When we do get to Star Trek 6, this is our first time seeing the elite level Klingon leadership. We've never seen anyone above a starship captain prior to Star Trek 6. And this is our first time seeing a general, our first time seeing anything regarding civilian life, where we see the court, and the first time that we
We
see,
see Chancellor Gorkon also.
huh?
Chancellor Gorkon.
Right, and we see the Klingon Chancellor for the first time. We see a lot of new things, and so I think that this is where we're seeing the nobility of Klingons as far as the upper echelon. This would be like if you're in Scotland and you do an entire series in Scotland about the peasants living along the stream, and then you do another series about Scotland about nobility living in a castle, and you say, well, this is clearly a different group of people. But it's just we're looking at a different cast, if you will. But one thing that's interesting in Enterprise is Enterprise actually does canonize the idea that Klingons look down on people who are not warriors, because they're in the however many part episode where they explain the forehead ridges. The scientist that's working with Phlox explains that he doesn't get the honorable accolades that the warriors do because he's a scientist.
Hang on one second for me, Salty. So Victor says, I'm always amused when discussion turns as if any of this stuff was planned out ahead of time or follows any sort of logical flow chart. Well, I do want to respond to that. I think the true hallmark of good creative people, good writers, good stories, showrunners, things of that nature, especially ones who come into something, say, after the fact, is to be able to pick up pieces, threads, if you will, of a thing, and either expand on it, give it more weight, make something more important, and it fills out the world better.
Right.
I would argue that's what happened from Next Gen to TOS. Well, the movie's also in between, kind of adding to the mythos of these things, and then ultimately you get to so when you suddenly get this massive shift, like with, I'll use Discovery as an example. Those Klingons show up out of nowhere. That's a very difficult thread to tie that may have it make any kind of sense that we're even able to ignore, because obviously nothing in Star Trek's ever been perfect. But there are things that are less imperfect that we can go, okay, I can roll with that.
Clearly, you haven't seen The Wrath of Khan.
Let me add to this just a little bit. And I don't know who just commented.
Victor Giovanni is one of the. I always call him one of mine. I
I'm
love
just
this.
saying. I'm sure he's chill and everything. But this, and it's coming from a good place from what he's saying, I'm sure. But a lot of bad faith people will comment on this because I went back. I've gone to doing film full time again. My entire channel is built on Star Trek being cohesive. Like I had a video January 4th that I did called The Root Beer Doctrine, where the Quark root beer thing.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I love that video.
Yeah. So that literally takes all of the original Trek and positions it like Star Trek or Starfleet was doing that the whole time. Like they're all just trying to manipulate, let's be honest, assimilate other societies and things. So I would say that while they obviously, because there's a lot of contradictions in Star Trek, didn't try to keep it all together, there is a consistency in the universe. And so to ignore that or to not see that, I think is, I think it's a mistake. Because I think that, like you were saying, that's one of the reasons why, to your point, besides the just obvious politics that was Discovery Season 1, one of the reasons people had a backlash is because they literally just ignored a lot of the history that came with Star Trek, which is one of the reasons it's Dork's favorite season of all Trek.
And but let me say this: so I haven't watched your Root Beer Doctrine video. I have it in my watch.
Excellent. You would love it. It's very much your thought
Now
process.
I don't, and so I don't know if you include this, but when you talk about that, the Root Beer Doctrine, I could see very easily turning into a cohesive thing over time, as long as you don't include too much from the original series, because the Federation in the original series was very much about you can run your planet your way, and we won't interfere. But if you look at, it's kind of interesting on in Enterprise and in Discovery, both prequels to the original series, plus in Star Trek Six, it was actually a major plot point that joining the Federation meant assimilation.
So the theory that I put forth, and honestly, I've been watching a lot of a person called Sarah Payne. She is a professor at the United States Naval War College or whatever, which is where I got the idea from. Basically, what I say, 30 seconds from the, what is it, 40-minute video, 20-minute video. The Federation comes in, and what they do is they say, you can run your planet your way. We're not going to say anything about it. You can do whatever you want. But we have the ability to make things out of thin air. We're bigger than any other empire. We trade with every empire. We have these things where you walk into a room and create whatever you want. And if you want access to that, you're going to have to do it. You're going to have to interact with us the way we want you to interact with us. You're going to have to be a part of our system. You're going to have to trade the way we trade. You're going to have to use the systems we have to use. You don't have to do that at all. We can leave and you won't be able to make food out of thin air. Not a big deal. But if you want that ability, then you're going to have to do it the way we want you to do it. And then over time, the society just can't see doing it any other way. So it's soft assimilation.
Yeah.
I would say, I don't know. You know the original series a lot better than I do. I feel like the original series was a lot rougher, a lot more military, not the TNG. Let's hug everybody. I feel like they kind of did that, though. Would you disagree? I mean,
I would.
I might be wrong on that.
Okay, so for example, the episode Friday's Child. There's a planet of 7-foot-tall warriors that like to throw boomerangs at people, and they happen to have. They don't say exactly what it is, but it's some kind of mineral that's on that planet that's very valuable to the Federation and to the Klingons, and they're both trying to negotiate for the rights to mine there, and the Klingons. Now these are warriors, so the Klingons are offering them superior weapons, and they're training in combat and stuff like that. And Kirk, he said, but the thing that the Federation offers that they don't is our laws, and our highest law is that your planet is yours. Your culture is yours. You continue to do things the way you want to, and we will not interfere. And so I think that they reiterate this in Errand of Mercy. There's a big old discussion about it in episodes like The Apple.
Okay, hang on. We're having two very different questions. Let me clarify. I just want to clarify. If I'm asking you for clarification,
Yeah.
it feels like he didn't argue that is exactly what happens. In fact, he's very, very beginning of his premise is that is exactly how they are. The only difference is if you want access to our things and toys and blah 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 blah, then there is a way we prefer
But that's not
to be.
that's not how the original series goes. They will offer people.
We're sitting here. They were bringing the medical supplies, but they weren't setting up wholesale civilizations with replicators and the whole nine yards.
Think about this in Star Trek 5 or Star Trek 4. I mean, the McCoy cuts loose in a 20th century hospital for 10 minutes and revolutionizes medicine, right? So imagine something, because just because they don't have replicators doesn't mean what they're offering isn't game changing to a planet that doesn't have that technology. And
Of course
so,
not, because the Federation needs their resources. That makes sense, of course. You're right. I'll concede that for you.
and so it's so I think that it changed in next gen for sure. But of course, in next gen, we have planets with rape gangs. We just kicked them out of the Federation, apparently. And
It means what exactly? Starships go around them?
even though that planet was a Federation colony, go figure. But in the original series, each planet and it was said over and over and over throughout the original series. Each planet was allowed to self-govern however they felt was appropriate for them. And that's why McCoy and Spock had the big old debate about it in The Apple, because McCoy was saying that these people were stagnant and being controlled by a machine, and Spock was arguing that they're happy and healthy and they have the right to choose their way of life. And so that is a major topic in the original series, but I would say in the prequels and the sequels to the original series, yeah, just but in the prequels and the sequels, you can definitely mine out stuff that shows that assimilation is key. And I do like that in Star Trek Six, at the big table dinner with Gorkon and his higher ups, that the Klingons were terrified that they were going to lose their culture if they joined the Federation.
Now, I
Uh,
would ask the
and
question: do you think they did? Or
No,
you
I
think
don't
they
think that
lost
they
their culture?
did, because if you look at the Klingons in the 24th century, they're still very well. And notice the Klingons, and Laura loves to talk about this, whether the Klingons actually joined the Federation or not. But the
Enjoy
Klingons
the journey.
in the 24th century are still very different than the people in the Federation. Notice there are episodes of TNG all about the fact that Worf is going off to do an honor killing, and Picard's like, no, that ain't cool, you know.
We don't do
So
So
that here.
I'm trying to think. I'm trying to think of how I want to phrase this
yeah,
because I've been on this show too long because I'm wanting to phrase it in a problematic way, shall we say? I would argue that at in the movies for sure. I think that there was a change. Are you guys still here? I just went
yeah.
quiet. Okay, I
Yeah,
didn't
no,
know
we're
if something happened on my side. I would argue in the movies you would definitively see a change and manipulation by the Federation. I think you could mildly argue that the way the Federation fought the Klingons in some ways also shifted them. I would disagree with you that the Klingons were not changed. I think that the way the Klingons act in the Next Generation is completely, not completely, is definitely different than the way they act in the original series.
I think they're
I
less
want to think a nicer way of saying civilized because I don't like how that
right.
sounds,
Well,
You should
and I
do
don't
that.
want
if I
that.
may,
I don't want that
if I may,
clipped
real
on the
quick,
internet.
if I may, really quick, speaking of change, if you want to change your style and support the channel, check out our brand new Nerd Fights t shirt that you can get in sizes ranging from small to 4XL. You can get them in either white or black, and there's no better way to support the show. Just hop on over to a link that I'll put in the chat in a minute, and you can support the show
I
with this
appreciate
Nerd
you.
Fights graphics tee.
I
Thank you so
appreciate
much.
you adding to this conversation. You
Oh,
did
I
well.
try.
You did well,
Yeah.
Doug. I
I'm
appreciate it.
such a shill. What can I say?
I gotta be honest. Yeah. So, and all
I
right.
hate you so much for
I'm
that,
not.
bro.
I'm not gonna say that joke. I'm not gonna say that joke. Okay. Anyway,
I think Danny's about as fringy as they get. So thank you, sir.
Danny is definitely so. You know, if we look at us, I look like, I think I'm the Klingon. I think that's pretty much a given.
Link is in
Dan,
the chat.
Danny definitely a Ferengi. Laura, we already know is a Pakled. So we just got to figure out what Mr. No. I think Mr. Know-It-All is like a Klingork.
I'm a Klingorg. That's great.
so anyway, they act different. They're more. They're less aggressive. Their fleet has been diminished. I think that the Federation, when they mothballed their fleet, having the Klingons mothball their fleets is a manipulation. It's mutual, but it's still a manipulation.
Right.
I would say they are changed in that regard. And there's no. I wish they had included this in canon, but they didn't. I have heard. I don't know how true it is. The original explanation for the Negvar actually having the cells is because it's Federation technology because they started helping each other out and stuff. I think that we see you can't. There's no canon to prove that, but I think that we see a change in design as reflective of the changes that they had with the Federation.
Well, where I would push back on you a little bit on that is that the Klingons had a fleet of warships in next gen time. At the Federation, in next gen, there was no such thing as a Federation warship. The Defiant was an experimental prototype, but other than that, until basically we Star Trek First Contact, the Federation didn't have warships.
You know what? I completely agree with you. All they had was a science ship that could literally glass a planet, but
I'm
no
not
warship.
look. I'm not
Okay,
saying that
not
the
one
Enterprise.
warship.
Yeah, you know
Because
exactly
you
what I'm
call
talking
it,
about.
it's like, come on,
The the
I've always thought that
primary
same thing.
the primary function of the Enterprise was not battle, even though it was capable. Although it was also a
Fairly capable.
huge lumbering target, but that wasn't what it was designed for. As opposed to the Klingons and Romulans, their ships were designed for
I'm
combat.
surprised by that, man. I would think you would agree with me that the one thing I like about the original series is that they were honest. Like, did they make a warship? No, but well, okay, let me phrase it. Did they make a ship that they put the literal words warship on a piece of paper? No. But did they know they were fighting the Klingons and the Romulans that do put warships on their pieces of paper? Yes, and they didn't hide it. You know what I'm saying?
No, well,
They put the Enterprise out there, and it was literally, it's like, hey, we're going to use it for all this stuff, but fuck around and find out. This is not just a carrier ship. You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
Well, yeah, the Constitution class was meant to go toe to toe with anything anybody else could produce, and could. I mean, we see that in a straight up fight, the Constitution class is superior to pretty much, not counting like extreme cases like the First Federation or something, but assuming they're going against someone with comparable level technology like the Klingons or Romulans, the Constitution class is the best ship out there. And
Even
it's,
on Enterprise, aliens pointed out the ship was well armed for a ship of exploration. Bradley Briggs says.
yeah, but the Enterprise in the original series was designed to be a patrol ship primarily, and they do talk about that in the show. They talk about the fact that the Enterprise is basically Federation law enforcement, that their job is to make sure, and like think about the episode Arena when the Gorn attacked Cestus 3. Spock objects to the idea of destroying the alien ship, and then Kirk points out, "No, that's our duty. We are the law, and so we need to go out there and enforce it." And so that's something that comes up in the original series a lot. So I do think it's more honest in that, like, because obviously Picard wants to hide behind his, pacifist ideology and think that there's no military, even though they're the ones that fight the Borg, whatever. But I think that the original series, the ships were actually designed with combat in mind, but also with scientific research and stuff like that. As opposed to in the next gen, it's a scientific research ship that's also a courier vessel, that's also a mobile, what you might call it, place for dead. I mean, yeah, and it's a hospital ship and all that. Oh yeah, and it can fight. So
Let's not give it too much credit now. The Galaxy class the Galaxy class had trouble fighting anything that could fight it on par. The reason why the Galaxy class won was because they always fought inferior opponents. So let's not.
I don't know, man. Do you see how it flew around in Picard?
Do not talk about the Millennium Enterprise from that.
So you see, we're now in the 25th century.
Had secret warships.
We're now in the 25th century, and due to the upgrades that was given to it, it was able to actually act as a starfighter. You understand? So
Yeah, that was the dumbest scene in Trek. I'm
Oh,
sorry.
really?
Yes.
Have you
Really.
not watched Discovery? There were plenty of dumb scenes. Stop it.
There are plenty of dumb scenes in Discovery. That is dumber.
So I'll say this for Discovery. A lot of people get mad and disagree, but I think that when it comes to some, maybe half or maybe even a little more than half of the actual combat, the actual ship-on-ship combat, I think they do that a little bit better than most of the other series. The ships feel a little bit more realistic in how they fight each other, I think.
Okay.
I think
Well,
other
and
people
again,
agree with that, but I think I'm not saying it's good. I'm just saying.
Technology. I forget. It's probably more like because
I would go so far as I think Discovery is the second best show when it comes to combat. But I think the original series is the best because the original series treats ship combat like ship combat, and they're the only show that does. Because if you think about it, in most of these shows, like they'll talk about, they're 125,000 kilometers away, but then you see an exterior shot and they're actually like 75 feet from each other, and That kind of thing always bothered me.
I'm not talking about. I'm sorry. I go ahead.
Yeah.
I interrupt you.
But no, but I'll agree with you as far as I think that the way the combat was done on the show was more interesting to watch on Discovery than any of the other modern Trek series. And modern, I mean by TNG onward.
Right. And what I would say is, and I know that in the original series they did it because of limitations of the equipment they were working with. I meant like how they filmed it.
Right.
But I think in Discovery they did some of that too. Like I'm not talking every battle with the Enterprise, but there were some interesting battles in Discovery and Strange New Worlds that has the Enterprise. And the Enterprise is actually slow. They treat it like a big ship.
Right.
You know, they don't treat it like the Enterprise D. They actually treat it like it would be a massive issue to move. Like there was one, and I don't remember a lot of the fights, so someone's going to pull it up and show how it sucks. But I remember when they were fighting Control and they were fighting all those 10 drones. Mm-hmm. The Enterprise was lumbering, and there was actually an instance where they were targeting Discovery, and the Enterprise took the hits. But you actually see how slow it is to actually get there, and it has to turn its profile. It doesn't do it like a starfighter. It actually lumbers up there, which I thought was at least realistic.
And
everything else about that sucked, but I mean...
Right. Well, it makes me think about, like in Star Trek 2, when, they're trying to pull away from the Genesis device, and it's so painfully slow as the Enterprise backs up and tries to turn around to get away. And that is what it should be, as opposed to, and that's why I call the Millennium Enterprise from Picard season 3 the dumbest scene in Trek, because have the ship that's like 5 times the mass of the original series Enterprise maneuvering better than an X-wing fighter was just stupid. And I don't care about how many inertial dampeners you have; it was just stupid.
Well, if you need to wash the taste of that terrible opinion out of your mouth that Salty just shared, you can do so with the brand new Nerd Fight coffee mug that's available for just the low price of $8.22. And again, no better way to support the show than by visiting our merch shop. Thank you so much.
I didn't know we had a coffee shop.
Oh my God, apparently we have everything. That's awesome. That's it. You get the guy access.
Ladies,
that's it.
Feeling lonely? Check out the new Nerd Fights.
I mean, I can. You want me to do the panty drop?
Listen,
I can show you the panties.
If you get the kit, I will. They can have Mr. Know-It-All. I'm kidding.
No, Mr. Know-It-All's face on the head of a.
That's what I meant. Totally.
Yeah. And you turn it on, and when it vibrates, it'll go, "What's up, my know-it-all?" And like the commercial, you could have like a woman just see her face, and you'll hear that. What's up, my no?
Is that the Klingon female that we're talking about, or whoever's eating the Klingon female, or whatever you guys misogynistic?
Not me.
Huh? No, I agree. You just associate with the misogynists, Mr. Know-It-All. I agree. You yourself don't actually do it, so you're right. I stand corrected.
Good,
anyway,
as long as we're clear.
as long as the facts are there, okay?
That's right. That's all I care about.
Just be accurate in what you're saying.
Oh my God, Danny! Really, it looked like you just gave him the longest suffering look ever. I know it's not, but you were looking right over at Lore just then. It was great.
Well, yeah, Dork's been mad at me all night tonight. I don't know.
Not at all. Not at all.
Yeah,
no.
yeah.
You've been giving me lovely segues into all this beautiful new merch. These guys don't even know I made, so that's fine.
I agree.
Speaking of which, I think the Dork Night vibrator, when you turn it on, should just like tears should spill out of it.
Okay, can we not go live on my show, please? I appreciate that, but technically y'all invited me there. I guess I shouldn't complain. So what about Star Trek? What are we talking about? Dork.
Well, we're talking about the changes of the Klingons over time.
Okay, how do you feel about the hologram girl? There's a student who's a hologram person.
No, there's not.
Yeah. There is. Yeah.
No,
it's the
not.
girl with the bigger black girl with the big buns.
No, that's fucking.
Yes, sir.
No, there's not. Hold on.
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely.
Now Laura's gonna go off.
It's a photonic something being.
Holodeck girl in Star Trek.
It makes sense because Robert Picardo is back, so I'm sure he's sponsoring her or something.
The holodeck girl in the context of the Starfleet refers to Sam, a hologram character played by. This is stupid. Hold on.
Hang on, don't mind me.
A newly developed sentient hologram from the planet Kask. She's depicted as a newborn seeking to understand humanity and the universe. So she's a newborn that they put together with a lot of horny teenagers. So let me just understand. Hold on, I'm trying. I want to understand Star Trek of the 31st century. There's this being that we created that we say she is like a newborn and she doesn't know what's going on. So the best thing we need to do is to put her together with a lot of other horny teenagers.
That sounds correct.
Nailed it. This is stupid.
Well, and
yeah, Victor's like data hologram. Yeah, of course, because it's every season. The only thing that makes it Star Trek is if you have the tropes, and the trope is the character who needs to learn humanity or learn the condition or figure themselves out or whatever.
My problem with that in a character like a hologram or an android like Data is that everything they don't know you could just program into them.
Yeah, I've always had that same issue, especially with the holograms, because like unless you're going to cut yourself off from any access to anything.
A groundbreaking holographic cadet played by whoever the hell that is.
Yeah, groundbreaking.
The first of her kind.
Yeah. Everything's the first of their kind on this show.
Experiencing everything with fresh wonder as seen in the new series premiere January 2026.
And we're going to get our first transgender Klingon too, so hey, why not?
She's a Kaskian.
Yeah, Laura. It's exactly. I mean, not Laura. Yes, Victor. That's exactly what's gonna happen.
What is love?
Love.
Captain Kirk isn't there.
So she's the black chick, the African American chick, whatever the hell we want to call
it. Yeah, yes.
But she doesn't have
a Reloaded's canceled. Watch out.
She doesn't have a hollow emitter on her at all.
Probably because the place is like Voyager is built with all kinds of.
She doesn't. I didn't see the Doctor have a hollow emitter on in any of the footage I saw.
Oh, hey, Dork, you're actually commenting in the actual conversation.
Or maybe his comm badge.
So the Doctor, I'm sorry, Dork, you need to engage me, man. If you're going to get mad, I'm just going to try to make you angrier. I agree with you on the Doctor, but I would say the Doctor, I just assumed he was a part of the ship or the starbase or whatever. If she's a cadet, she's got to go outside, right?
Yeah.
She's got to actually do things outside.
Right. I feel like Laura's not used to sober me yet. To be honest.
I'm really not. This is strange. I don't like it.
Yeah.
Stop it.
I think I got to figure it out, Laura.
No, I don't want you. I don't want you drunk. I just want you to act drunk. Okay, that's.
Laura, hear me out. Because you tell me if this works with the lore of everything with the Doctor and everything. She has a holometer, but it's holographic.
What?
She has a holographic hollow emitter.
I hate everything about this show.
Wow! Oh my God, Victor solved it. It's going to be
worried about being replaced.
Granddaughter. He solved it. I guess there's some connection will exist. Oh my God, that's brilliant. I love that. So
better
much.
than the Doctor's granddaughter or daughter. I guess we could have done that. This doesn't make any sense. Like, I don't understand. Why would they? Why?
Because
we found the thing.
Because it's groundbreaking.
It's new.
It's never. That's why Danny hates it.
Well, hey, first of all, you know what I don't hate? You want to talk about something that's groundbreaking? Let me show you something groundbreaking here, and that is the exclusive Nerd Fights thong. You can get a Nerd Fights thong for less than $16 and represent your favorite podcast, favorite YouTube show while you're... Oh.
Just let me know when it's done so I can turn the screen back on for my people.
Somebody already ixnayed that, so it's all good.
Yeah. In all seriousness... You can't sell sex products on YouTube, right?
It wasn't a sex product.
It's not a sex product.
It's a tire.
You got it. You're right.
And if you think that's risque, wait till I show you the bikini for the.
You should be. That's between you and the YouTube moderators. Okay. By the way, I want to welcome Captain Fandom Nerd since we're doing call outs. Thank you for becoming a YouTube member. Appreciate you becoming a YouTube member. Only, not all heroes wear capes. All right. So, yeah. So what the hell were we talking about.
We're talking about hologram girls and how much you love that idea.
I think it's awesome. I think it's an excellent idea that we need to continue.
Explore more.
Is she going to just be a part of the ship? What exactly is the point of? So
No,
she's
she's
passing.
Here's what they're going to say is that the doctor went to the planet Cask and had sex with a local, and she gave birth to a holographic baby.
I hate you so much.
I mean, he did have a family. To be fair, I don't know if y'all remember that episode.
Yeah. So that's what's going to happen. The doctor is going to create a holographic baby by having sex with a biological.
I'm done.
And why did you take the picture of our Nerd Fights panties down? This seems to fit perfectly with this conversation.
No.
She's outside and doesn't have a holo emitter. The lore says that they have holo emitters in the 31st century. That's how they walk around.
Oh, well, didn't the doctor not need a holo emitter in the final episode of Voyager?
No, Dork. I apologize.
It's been a long time since I've seen it. I thought they did something that made it to where he didn't, or he had a permanent something or other, right?
No,
he had a mobile emitter.
Yeah, which he got from the 31st century, and he had to have it on him at all times when he was not on the ship.
Yeah. So yeah, you're right. By this time period, they should have them.
Yes, which is fine. They can get around it.
Oh my God, I guarantee you they have an episode where somehow he's the one responsible for sending his holo emitter back in time. Bet me because they can't leave the plot thread alone. Somehow he's going to...
Wouldn't that be the grandfather paradox? What's that called? Is that the grandfather paradox?
Of course.
No, that's the bootstrap paradox.
All the time. Oh yeah, there you go.
It's the bootstrap paradox.
I thought that he got it from the 31st century Borg or something like that.
No, it's not Borg technology. Because remember when it merged with Borg technology, it created the drones.
Oh, that's where I'm getting that from.
Yeah.
Bonus Brittany says holo emitters are inside the holo body now instead of an arm pin.
Okay.
What's the holo body? Is that the body like the hologram? I love that everybody's doing something and nobody's engaging. You sons of guns.
I'm not doing anything anymore. You guys, I thought it would be funny to share merch. And you guys
just
like,
to be
nah.
clear,
it is good. It is good to share merch, not underpants merch, Captain Underpants.
Because remember,
I know you're in Vegas, but we don't need to see the pink slip.
Okay.
We're not doing the OnlyFans for
NERDFIGHTS. I think you need to redo the opening so that Danny's wearing that thong.
Oh, it's a crashed temporal ship is where you got it from, the USS Aeon.
But I just want to clarify something. So, because whenever lore gives something as a definitive fact, it's usually wrong.
Stop it.
And so it is not a 31st century device. It is a 29th century device. So it will not be the doctor that sends it back.
I mean, they're so close. How long have we been saying that we live in the 21st century? Way longer. Come on. Like it's I would think I feel like there's got to be one of those what do you call it? Over like you can
200 years.
It's a pittance of time. I don't know, man. He goes 200 years.
What is this stupid chick's name again?
You called it earlier. You called it the
level. Watching the level of just completely dropping every pretext is brilliant.
How is
this is the greatest thing ever right now?
This should be like lore misogyny instead of lore reloaded.
I don't know.
Don't you got something to sell, Dork? You're actually engaging in the conversation now? What the hell?
Don't say it because he'll do it.
Victor says hard light. Probably a hard light construct. I could see that.
I
that's what holograms are, though.
Holograms are hard light? What?
That's what I thought, that there were hard light constructs combined with the transporter technology.
Yeah, this is why the later Star Trek techno crap is stupid.
Why? Because sci-fi at some point has to have sci.
No. Sci-fi means that you should at least somewhat base it on something that's theoretically possible. Hard light is not a thing.
Why? Okay, so I got in trouble by your mom. She came into my chat. Laura, stop being mean to my baby. So first off, Dork Night, after your mom came and talked to me, your mom specifically went her way to come to me. She actually went to my chat. I want to personally apologize to you. I didn't know that I impacted you on the level that your mother had to go to my channel to tell me to stop picking on you. I personally apologize for that. Now, Vile Mike says, Why is it not possible that the hollow emitter is contained within the body of the hologram now?
That's what I said.
It's not
Well,
impossible. It's stupid.
Well, that's what Bondage Brittany said.
Why? Okay. Well,
But I
Bob
think
might.
hold on. So the hologram shows up, and what do you just like punch your hand into him, and you're like, and stay there.
Yeah, but I mean, why should we even stop there? Why don't
Are
we
they
just?
built
You know
for the
what?
space?
I got a brand new idea. Here's what's going to happen. For her to leave the ship, she's just going to get a magical unicorn. And she's going to ride that unicorn. And as long as she touches that unicorn, it's fine. There's nothing wrong with that either. If we're coming up with stupid ass ideas, there's one for you right there.
I agree with you 100%, Laura. That's what. But you see, I think that's this.
Who saw the heel turn? I did not. I did not see the heel turn coming.
What do you mean heel turn? He's always been a heel.
No, but not like this. But he always comes in with the pretense of being superior. I've never seen him go full heel. He's going full heel tonight.
Well, because he can only handle so much stupid.
I know. I think I can stand. I can't stand no more. I get it.
Yeah.
It's like,
Okay,
why
Popeye.
is that? It's like, so why is that? So, I mean, there's some on your channel and some on mine. Why is that stupid? It's whatever. I just think it's lazy writing unless they put something really interesting in there.
And they're not going to, because to them the idea alone is interesting.
So the what is it? The one they have the characters. It's a UK show, so you guys might not know it. With Rimmer on it, it's a famous show. Rimmer is one of the characters. I forget the name of it, but the show is a comedy.
Red
so it's
Dwarf?
yeah, Red Dwarf. So for
Comedy.
him, he's a hologram because they put an H on his head,
They
and
could do that. Yeah.
that's
right.
it's a comedy show, so it works for that. But it's just silly. Red Dwarf. Yeah, you're right. Like you said, Red Dwarf.
Victor Giovanni says, how can we make it where we don't have to constantly justify on camera how a hologram interacts? That's the priority. Sci and logic are 10 spots down the list of priorities. God, I love
Hey,
you.
I think that I can. This whole. I'm trying to think now.
It'll be something
Okay,
true
so
to me. I guarantee you what it is.
no. Hold on.
Stop being the voice in my head.
I think that Laura may have accidentally stumbled on something that would be brilliant.
Accidentally.
Yeah, they'll be brilliant for this show. Is that I think that she should, just like in Red Dwarf, and I think that the Doctor, Robert Picardo's character, should as well, at least in the opening episodes, have a big H on their head, and in order to indicate that they're holograms, right? And you make that they designed this holographic emitter that's shaped like the letter H, and that's why it's on their head. Now, as time goes on, the Doctor is going to lead a revolt because he will compare this to the plight of the Jews in California in the 1940s.
Oh.
I figured you were going to go Civil War Southern if we're going to go branding.
Well, speaking of branding,
Well,
and
no,
speaking
think about
of
the gold
Jews,
stars.
if you would like to get a nice product to support the show,
Gold Star for you.
Speaking
Just
of branding
check out-
and the Jews is how he just started
yeah,
this. speech. I
That's
just want everyone
the
know.
stick where I
for
heard
less than
everyone knows.
$9, you can get a Nerd Fights mouse pad and represent your Nerd
Do people still
Fights
use mice?
fandom. I don't know, but
Okay,
you didn't
so-
like the panties, so I figured that
Danny,
would
I
be
have,
something.
I have a question.
When you think of nerd fights, think of the Jews is what I just got out of that.
Yeah, I don't understand. I see branding. but
Victor
what
says
does that
I'm
have
bailing
to
on the
do
show
with
when they have a sentient
Yeah, that
dilithium
is a
crystal
great
walking
question.
around. Little
I'll tell
floating
you what.
dilithium
So
crystal,
let's
yeah,
do this. I want you to tell us
Sentient
what this
dilithium
branding has to do with the Jews, and then I want Salty to respond effeminately. to it.
That was
All right,
actually
guys,
just
now-
a shout out to my mom, is what that was. So
Yeah, totally.
Oh yeah, because your mom hates
Yeah,
you.
it was because when we okay. I don't want
Well,
your
yeah,
mom.
I understand.
I don't want your
Just-
mom yelling at me again. So will you accept
you
my
go. Yeah.
apology for me?
I'll-
actually
I'll
having
say it.
an
I'll say
adult-
it since
Let's just double down on this one.
He's way too embarrassed to say it, but you see, his mom is a massive coke addict, and usually right before the show, she snorts like a mountain of cocaine, and on top of that,
Which-
she desperately hates the Jews, and so you combine those two things, and bam.
Does she hate the Jews?
I
because of the
instantly
coke
even
usage,
regret
or-
saying that. Who brought that up in the first place?
No, I'm more curious. So, do you become anti-Semitic when you do coke? Is that what I'm supposed to be taking out of this?
Absolutely.
His mom says, "I love everyone."
And then, but you see, you
And
left
Victor
off-
Giovanni says, "Jews in
So,
space."
I guess the question, Dork. So I guess the question is, Dork, why are you saying that your mom doesn't like the Jews then? She
Well, I
obviously
never said
does.
that. I was just saying if you were thrifty and you wanted to save some money and still support the show for less than $9, you could get a trendy.
Well,
nice
what you're
little
saying
mouse
is
pad.
Jews are cheapskates.
I mean, no, I didn't.
And
say
then
that.
you inferred that
said
your
that.
coke-addled mom doesn't
No,
like Jews. So
he
I
said
don't
that.
understand.
I didn't say that. He said that. That guy right over there said that.
Yeah. And just so you know, yes, you're right. God, I do hate liars because I'm the god from Star Trek.
Well, this was fun.
I got a lot out of it. I got to say, I really did enjoy it. I mean, I don't know how anybody else did, but I had a lot of fun. Except when I got yelled at your mom, and I hope you and me can have like an off conversation because I know how big a
why
deal
you
it is.
sent your
someone's
mom to
mother.
go? What
Yeah,
I
so
did had nothing to do with
I know
that.
that
I
it
had
impacted you.
nothing to do
Of
with
course
that.
you didn't. I believe you. I believe you when you say that, your mom. Definitely, you didn't go to your mom and say, "Mom, he's picking on me again." I get it. I believe that. But if you want to have a conversation off stream, I would love to have that conversation.
Why am I the only one on screen now? I didn't.
Because you need to explain this to Laura.